The Echo of Light in the Shadows of Divided Realms. Chapter 3. The Depth of Loss and the Echo of Familiarity. The sun cast its first rays across the fractured horizon, striking the walls of the graveyard district with hues caught between twilight and daybreak. Kaelan Arkwright stood atop a small hill overlooking the clustered shacks beneath the steel wall of the Upper Kingdom. The air was thick with the scent of wet earth, tainted by the blood of the previous night, mingled with the fading whispers of smoke. His heart spoke a single thought. Lana, can we truly trust her? Lana Rosevale approached with silent steps. Her eyes studied the creases of his face, stealing glances filled with questions and worry. A heavy silence passed before she finally spoke, her voice calm but laced with a blend of grace and gentleness. Kaelan, I've found Felix's location. He's in one of the abandoned valleys east of the third-tier wall. And there's a symbol, just like the one carved into the palace wall, but clearer. A winged horse cloaked in blue and a glowing blade beneath it. A tight knot formed in Kaelan's chest as the image of the kidnapped Felix resurfaced, his eyes wide with terror and hope. But Kaelan buried it under his fresh layer of caution. Do you think they moved him there on purpose? Lana gave a strained smile, speaking with careful conviction. It's not necessarily a bad sign, but it's part of a plan. I saw magical threads wrapping the place, and a powerful guardian stands between us and him. Fear murmured in Kaelan's core as he measured his trust in her. I'll go alone. Lana raised a brow, her voice calm but edged with quiet reproach. Kaelan, I won't let you face this alone. I've shared your terror from the beginning, and I'll share your hope to the very end. He took a deep breath, uncertainty etched in his features, then reached for her hand. The warmth of her palms against his skin reminded him of the depth of his fear and the safety her presence brought. A soft smile crept to his lips, caught between pain and longing, and he replied, I won't do it without you. For a fleeting moment, tension dissolved. A faint memory surfaced of two children secretly watching their mother while snow etched its patterns into the trees behind the family cottage. Naira giggling in the cold wind, Kaelan clutching her tiny hand and promising to protect her from fate's cruelty. In that memory, the strings of a silent piano resonated faintly with safety and nostalgia. They set off together through a narrow passage between rusted huts where shadows of broken water taps danced. Lana's breath quickened as they reached the valley's edge. Her hair swayed gently before she pulled from her pocket a small black cloth, part of the Shadow class uniform. Kaelan took it quietly, recalling his last encounter with Felix, who had joked, Don't tell Lana I found this pendant in your stash, or she'll make me parade through the market getting roasted. Kaelan had laughed then, warmth flickering in his chest. Now they stood in a neglected field, with closed doors of unknown fate between them and the truth. She felt his hand gently clasp her arm, an unspoken tenderness stronger than words. Kaelan met her gaze. Are you really all right? She nodded slowly, eyes reflecting a war of strength and vulnerability. My heart tells me this path won't be easy, but our trust and ability to speak openly are what keep the light alive in me. As they slipped through the path leading to the valley's heart, the atmosphere shifted. Bird calls and distant grinding wheels gave way to the hush of whispering currents between rocky slopes. The scent of damp soil and decayed water lingered. A cool mist brushed Kaelan's brow. Deep within the valley, among broken tree trunks, a faint light glowed near a sandy river. The guardian stood at the entrance of a small pit, a tall man clad in lord-class attire, black robes laced with silver threads, and a golden mask leaving only the eyes exposed. The mask shimmered as sunlight touched the metal engravings. He held a curved bow, his eyes alert to every shift in the valley. Kaelan and Lana exchanged a glance, one of tension and resolve. They moved forward cautiously, whispering a silent chant of preparation. "If he notices both of us, we'll be in real trouble," Kaelan murmured as Lana searched her pocket for a small, cold-bladed knife. The guardian slowly advanced. Kaelan raised a hand to signal a halt. Lana edged closer, hidden partially by the slanting trees. She whispered with pressing urgency, "There's a small door behind him, leading to a dark cave. I think it's our only way to reach Felix unnoticed." Kaelan gave a sharp smile, whispering, "If I can deal with Lord-class magic again, it won't be too hard." Lana returned a tired but firm smile. "Maybe, but time's against us." As they crept behind the guardian, Lana's hand gently tightened around Kaelan's arm, a reassurance of presence. In his eyes, she saw a flicker of a heart torn between duty and affection. Silence fell inside him, words of love resting in her throat, waiting. But the sound of a loose stone breaking underfoot betrayed their presence. Kaelan gently pushed Lana behind a dark lower trunk, turning toward the sound. The golden mask of the guardian gleamed as he turned, eyes suspicious. Lana's heartbeat surged with a blend of excitement and fear. Kaelan drew his knife slowly, passing a cloth over its blade to dull the shine. He whispered, "Steady your breath. I'll distract him. You slip past." Lana raised her brows in surprise, but his firm tone propelled her into motion. As Kaelan stepped behind the guardian and laid a hand on his shoulder, a shudder ran through the man, devoid of magic. His robe's silver threads quivered, his mask pulsed faintly. The guardian gasped, his scream like a soul escaping. Kaelan's blade nicked his arm, pain stalled him. The guardian staggered, breath slowing. Meanwhile, Lana melted into the shadows behind him, slipping through the small door into the cave. She lit an old lantern a faint blue glow. Dust particles floated in the beam, revealing a descending path through rock. Her eyes searched. There lay Felix, limp on damp clay, bound by metal cables, head bowed in exhausted surrender. Heart torn between pity and determination. Behind her, a shadow, Kaelan. He stepped beside her as she reached to wipe dried blood from Felix's face. Love echoed in Kaelan's whisper. "He looks weaker than I imagined." Lana turned to him, her gaze a blend of grief and strength. "He's cursed. He tried to resist the magic, but the forced bindings drained his spirit, slowly." Kaelan couldn't hide his ache. He reached to brush Felix's soiled hair, whispering, "We have to break these chains." He stood, trembling hands reaching for his weapon. In silence, both resolve and fear gripped them. Kaelan carefully picked the lock, dismantling the magical chains. As the final lock fell, Felix's face shimmered with life. His eyes fluttered open. Kaelan rushed to him, cupping his face with trembling joy and guilt. "Felix, we thought you were gone. I'm sorry it took so long." Felix raised a weak hand, brushing Kaelan's cheek. "I never left. I didn't want you to go through what I did. All I ever wanted was your protection, but they gave me this deadly power, and they can control anyone with a single command." Lana watched, deeply moved. Kaelan stepped forward, placing his chest plate by Felix's side. "I won't let you face this alone. Like I told you once in the fabric market, nothing matters more than friends." Lana gave Kaelan a tender look, their hesitation and longing interwoven. In that moment, they knew their feelings were a tide stronger than the chaos around them. Felix sat against a stone ledge, staring through a crack in the cave's ceiling. His voice was low. "You must go to the Lord's main magic bastion, the Bell Hall. We must find the thread that leads to the one behind the Night of Light." Fear murmured in their hearts, but so did determination. Kaelan wondered, if they defeat this guardian and break his magic, is it over? Or are they entangled in a conspiracy far greater than they can grasp? As the trio stepped toward the faint light outside the cave, they realized their enemies had left a mark. On a nearby stone slab, a bloody inscription read, "O betrayers of the second bride, O crafters of chains, freedom's son will not escape our wings." And in the echo of their homeland, a voice whispered, "It's time to learn a new lesson." Tension resounded in their hearts as the chapter closed. Will Kaelan, Lana, and Felix decode the Night of Light before Lord Magic devours them? Or will this final message test them with another loss or a fall from grace that cannot be undone?